video is going to be all about feeding foals. I have contacted Bailey's Horse Feed. If you don't know me, then you won't know that I'm a big, huge fan of Bailey's Horse Feeds. Have used them probably forever, since we've had the horses for a good 28, 30 years. Worked with them in the feed industry. I've got my horse knowledge awards right the way up, I think. Passed them when I was 15, and I passed it at 98%. And then I done another one a few years ago, still passing at 98, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. So today is feeding foal. Obviously Luna is a foal. She's 6 months tomorrow, so it's quite important to start early. She should have really started early, about 3 months, and I think she was on a foal pellet, if I remember correctly. She was on a foal pellet with chaff and Speedy Beat, just once a day, which isn't enough for a growing foal. And I have just actually read, because Bailey's have sent me nice information. They're just so good, such a good feed company. So we've got practical tips on feeding the mare and foal, and then also feeding yearlings, 2 and 3 year olds. So it was on this one that I read that growing youngsters are not always easy to keep looking at the best, but with a little care and attention to their diet and management, we can ensure they look well while still supporting steady, even growth. Common practice with the age group is for them to be living out with little or no hard feed. Their diet is generally, therefore, deficient in nutrients, including all-important protein, which supplements key essential amino acids for muscle and tissue development. As a result, these youngsters often have a weak top line and a poor muscle development, yet many may be overweight and, depending on forage quality, may have a hay belly appearance. So, which is Luna, because she was living out due to owner's ill health. She hasn't been getting the official nutrients that she needs. She's been looked after. They were lovely owners and breeders, but unfortunately health got in the way. So rang up Bailey's. They went through all different questions with me, all about Luna, and I'm just going to go to the stud range in the book. Looks brilliant. And because she's big and she's growing at a big rate, and she doesn't need mum's milk, she doesn't need a milk supplement, she's got all that needs. So we are going to go on the stud balancer, which is all the information there that they send you, and it's just got everything in it that she needs. So stud balancer is for broodmare, stallion and young stock, especially those that hold weight easily. Being a cob, cross cob, she just has to look at food and she'll be putting the weight on, so I need to be careful. And breeding stock requiring nutritional support without the energy of a mix or cube. Again, cob, don't want a fizziness. Foals, you don't want a fizziness. You want a level head to get the training in and just taking time with them. And those not requiring the full recommended amount of stud, mix or cube. So all in all, it's a good all-rounder. It will last, this few bags is going to go pretty quick, because she is going to have 8 cups a day. Obviously not straight away, because that would just be an overload and she'll get ill. She can end up with colic. We don't want to go down that route. So we will be hand feeding, I would say, I'm going to probably hand feed for a good 4 or 5 days, because I don't want her to bolt any food back or anything like that. So we'll start off with a handful every time I see her. So I go down there 3 times a day. And then after a week of doing that, the body will start getting used to those nutrients and absorbing them. And then I can gradually build up the amount of cups. I'll probably do that within the 2-3 weeks. So I'm not overloading her. Along with the cups, I'm going to be putting a little bit of Alpha A in and a little bit of fibre beet. Fibre beet through the winter we do that, so they get all the fibre that they need. And also with the frost in Scotland, it's very cold. I always give them a warm, sloppy feed, because when they go out in the field, they're not going to drink, and even in the stable when it's freezing cold, they're not going to drink as much. So warm, sloppy feeds is amazing for them, and not only that, but they get a nice warm belly. So they're happy. Luna will be fed 3 times a day. The others are only fed twice a day. Don't overload the feed bucket, because it might look appetizing to you, it might look appetizing to the horse, but it's not good. It's best to separate feeds. They're not, the feed companies aren't just saying that. It is for a reason, and it is for safety. It is to stop overloading. It is to help reduce the risk of colic, especially this time of year when they can't get out, they can't roam around. You know, the forage is changing from being out on grass all the time to hay. So gradually changing feeds is a must. Information in the box down below about different feeds, and some of this information that Bailey's have sent me, and also a little bit of background feeding for Prada, which is a beautiful veneer cob champion. She's amazing. She's a 4-year-old, and feeding on my Welsh C Blaze. She's a rescue, so it's feeding on that as well, from going from malnutrition, skin and bones, lice, to now a little bit overweight but good for the winter. And what they're both fed on and why they're both fed on them. All the information is from Bailey's horse feed, so it is generalised on them. So if you want more information on your horse or pony, then do contact them. They do have a feed finder app, which is very handy, and they are so helpful on the phone. They'll go through everything with you and possibly send you feed vouchers out. Or there is another thing that we use on the yard, and it's the equine weight loss program, which is amazing. And I think Blaze never thought in a million years she would need one of these, but she does. We'll do another video on that, because that's just a load of information on there too. Once again, thank you very much, Bailey's, for helping feed my horses. They love it very much, and they look fantastic. Bye-bye. Oh, please like and subscribe and comment below anything else that you would like to see in a video. It's very much appreciated. Thank you. See you soon.